I want to congratulate Asians everywhere because our girl, Kamala Harris, is going to be the next president of the United States, the first Asian president. And yes, I did say president, not
You just assume Biden's going to die midway through his term.
No, we know, okay, this girl got a plan. There's no way that Biden's making it all the way through. This girl is way too committed to get to president. And if something happened to Biden, would anybody really think foul play? They'd just be like, no, that bitch is old. Do it. Do it for the Asians. I know you're only half Indian, you're half black, but we're claiming you because
just like we claimed Tiger Woods until all the cheating, then we gave him back.
Yeah, so congratulations to Kamala, congratulations to all the Asians, and I just know you're gonna represent. Any comments from our panelists?
I think it's just going to be real interesting watching the GOP and Fox News just like have their heads explode when they try to criticize her criminal justice record when she basically did all the things that they would have done anyways.
Yeah, I will say she does have a bit of a troublesome record of like incarcerating Black men specifically for weed offenses, and she was very much against California legalizing weed. But to me, that's like her biggest thing, and it is a thing. Obviously, putting Black men in jail disproportionately is not a good thing to be known for right now, Kamala. But I will say I still love her. Everybody has warts. She hasn't apologized for it yet. I do think she needs to come out and apologize. But I love the way that she really took it to Biden in one of those debates, really like, hammered it home that he was like best friends with a white supremacist. But now, she's such the clear choice that he still had to choose her bitch ass anyway. That's called excellence.
It was nice that what he said, because when he was asked why he chose her, he said, I need somebody who's going to call me out on Black issues. I'm like, good, because you need that. Oh my God.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. No, but I think that she worked with his son, and that Biden was like, oh, I saw how they worked together to, topple the banks and work to protect women and children from abuse and all this other stuff. So they obviously
they toppled banks. They seem to still be around.
Corrupt banks or some shit like that. I have no idea. I read the article very briefly, but I don't know. Like, I just find it kind of like extreme tokenism. I'm sorry. I know that, like, yes, it's great to have a woman who is Black and Asian be represented, but when it's one white guy saying, I'm going to have the women that I'm going to choose from, they're all going to be like, I get it, but it just seems like like he's the madam and he's picking like which Black woman he's going to like elect. Oh, there was one white woman. There was, but something about that just felt like so
foreign, yeah.
So like not even affirmative action-y, but just kind of like, wow, look at me with my male power. Like, yes, it's good. Let's admit it. It's good. But I just didn't like how there was that initial like, ugh.
Yeah,
like,
it was.
How would you have done it? Like, how should he have done it? Like, what would you have done?
I don't know. Maybe it's just him.
Well, I mean, he does.
I think the fact that it was almost like, I don't know. There's no nice way to say it, right? But I think he had one white woman, and then the rest were like women of color, and that's okay. But like, it was almost like when you do it like so. I don't know. I can't find the words for it. It's almost like when you do it so blatantly and just kind of like, it's fake. It seems like not genuine, because didn't he say something like, oh, if you support Trump, then you're not really Black? Like, he made a comment like that.
He's sure a lot of crazy shit. He's even this week he said something. Latino communities, unlike Black communities, are very diverse. He's like he's basically saying Black people are like monolithic. So he says a lot of crazy shit, which is why I do think I think he's right. He does need somebody to call him out, and Kamala has shown that she will call him out. And I think I definitely get what you're saying, Jennifer, but I think
no, it's the right choice. I'm just saying, I think it's because I have a problem with who he is. And when I see him doing something like that, it just doesn't feel like it's definitely the right way to do it. Okay. Yeah. But coming from him just feels like it's kind of like Trump. Okay. Here's my example. It's kind of like Trump going hard on China, but we know that he had like that's what America should do, right? Because based on, you know, human rights issues and all that stuff and what's been happening, but because it's Trump and we know he's a fucking racist, we don't align our support and perspective with him. And I'm not saying Biden's like Trump, but I'm saying once you see a person and what their motive and what, I don't know, you
sure,
just
but Biden has had a lot of black support for a while.
Yeah, but that's kind of like winning a popularity contest. Like,
well, I mean, that's politics, man. Politics is
I know,
that is literally a popularity contest.
Yeah, but then it's like just collecting fucking Pokemon. Like, oh, I'm gonna collect this many of this people so that I get that vote. And it's just like, I know that's politics in the U.S. and I just think it's sad. That's all.
Yeah, no, I definitely get what you're saying, and it is a little bit of tokenism. But I will say that the reason why I'm not as upset is number one is to me Kamala Harris at the beginning of the Democratic process to find a nominee, she was really in a lot of people's minds the best candidate.
Yeah.
And so she's way more than qualified. And so he didn't just choose like some, you know, woman of color he could control. He chose somebody who probably will be more popular than him. Like she just
I'm
chose.
more excited about her than I'm about him. I think most people are. He's not an exciting candidate. Nobody's like, ooh, Joe Biden. Like nobody's thinking that. Like,
but you know how these politicians go. Like Mitch McConnell is married to Elaine Chow, who's a freaking evil, backstabbing Uncle Tom Asian.
Uncle Tom Yum Gung, I call them.
Uncle Tom Yum Gung Asian. And so I'm just like sick of white people like getting allies with people of color to say, hey, look at me, I'm okay now.
You know, to be fair, I will say that he was used person.
I was literally about to say that. He was
So Barack Obama, like people would be really scared of a black president. So he had to choose like the whitest, most conservative Democrat he could find. So Biden kind of was.
He was the
token. So now he gets a token. He gets a free token for being a token. What the fuck, Chuck E. Cheese is?
Would you prefer that Biden chose another white dude? Would you prefer Biden chose like a Pence? Or like the Democrat version of a Pence?
Definitely he made the right choice, but I just think that...
Like a shift?
It's just like when you see through the shit, it's just like, how could you even... Yeah, okay, I'm done talking about this.
Okay, cool. Once again, congratulations to Kamala Harris. The soon-to-be president of the United States. Hey, listen,
I'm
girl.
I'm looking for the debates between Kamala Harris and Mike Pence, provided Mike Pence's mother wife allows him to attend.
Okay, girl. Honestly, I don't care how you get there. Just get there. In the ghetto where I grew up, our motto was lie, cheat, steal. So I don't care how you get the presidency. Do it. And we still love you.
No, hopefully Kamala being the running mate, it's going to lead to just more women of color being in Biden's position. I think that's what I'm trying to get at. We need to have women of color in more positions of power, not just being brought on by white men. Like, let's change it. And I think hopefully this is a step in the right direction. So you know what, Biden, good for you for taking charge and doing that, even though you might be shady.
Okay,
with his binders full of black women. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Thank you. I feel like we went through a whole journey there, but